The Muslim holiday of Ramadan starts at the end of this week. And like other spring holidays, this year's celebrations are going to look a little bit different. A mosque in Minneapolis has been given permission to broadcast the call to prayer during the month-long holiday. And Fox 9's Hannah Flood joining us live to talk about why this is so meaningful. Hannah?
Hey, Kelsey. Well, I live across the street from a church, so I'm used to hearing church bells ring every hour on the hour. I think that's a sound that a lot of us are used to, but many of us have never heard the Muslim call to prayer before. But starting at the end of this week, people in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood will be hearing it 5 times a day.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
This is what a traditional Muslim call to prayer sounds like.
Allahu Akbar. So basically it means God is the great, God is the greatest.
5 times a day during the month-long celebration of Ramadan, this call will be broadcast over a loudspeaker from the roof of Dar el-Hijr Mosque in Minneapolis's Muslim-majority Cedar Riverside neighborhood.
So I think it's going to bring a lot of smiles from the youngest in this community to the oldest.
Jailani Hussein, the executive director of the Council on American Islamic Relations Minnesota, says this call will help many in the neighborhood feel together when they can't physically be together.
Particularly our seniors who have been isolated during this pandemic.
And so whether you're Muslim or Jewish or Christian or you name it, we want you to be able to practice your traditions and your religion from a remote location.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey announced on Tuesday the city gave a noise permit to the mosque, allowing them to broadcast that call to prayer.
Every religion has traditions that play themselves out in noise in some form, and this is just yet another one.
Traditions that unite people in faith while they pray apart.
People are going to open their windows, anticipate the call, and really feel that tranquility and the connection.
That's it.
So Ramadan starts at the end of this week. It goes for about a month, and after that, those calls will stop. The first call, early in the morning. It goes out before sunrise, and the last call happens after sunset. Randy, back to you.
This seems like a good time to take a look at the man who runs the Dar el-Hijr in Minnesota, the director of the Islamic Civic Society of America, Abdel Islam Adam. The ICSA is part of the Muslim Brotherhood operation in America, as shown by the links section of the ICSA website. Here we find the ICSA putting their readers in contact with names like the Muslim Brotherhood, Hassan al-Banna, the founder of the Brotherhood, Yusuf al-Qaradawi, the spiritual guide of the Brotherhood, the Muslim American Society, the Brotherhood in America, as well as CAIR, Suheb Webb, the Muslim Student Association, and many others, including Muslim Brotherhood Royal Tariq Ramadan, who they were very pleased to have hosted. Let's see how all this translates into real life.
When you hear somebody say these people want to hurt us, what are your thoughts?
Well, we need to put it in context. Again, the American Muslim community is a very patriotic community. It's very well established. It's not new to this country. And we are in the front line of countering violent extremism. Extremism is real, and it's threatening the entire world. It's not. It's actually harming Muslims more than any other community. On the one side, all the religion of Islam itself is being hijacked by these extremist voices. When we know the overwhelming majority are peace-loving, it's not a new religion. It's a worldwide religion. It has common beginnings with Christianity and Islam, where the Abrahamic faiths. We have so many practices that are in common line with Christianity and Judaism. So the idea of seeing Islam as the other and as dangerous is totally counterproductive and not true.
Right. Well, Imam, thank you so much. It's an honor, as I said, to have you in. We certainly appreciate your time, as always.
Thank you so much.
Okay. You have been invited to the White House as part of a Minnesota delegation to talk about ways to prevent terrorism.
Indeed he was. Let's see how that played out.
My name is Imam Abdi Salam Adam of the Islamic Civic Society of America and Dar el-Hijr Mosque. I'm also an English language teacher with St. Paul Public Schools. It's my honor and privilege to greet all the distinguished guests with the greeting of peace Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you all. First, I would like to welcome Imam Sheikh Saad Musa Roble of the World Peace Organization to begin with verses from the Quran.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. لقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه العزيز بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: من أجل ذلك كتبنا على بني إسرائيل أنه من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا ومن أحياها فكأنما أحيا الناس جميعا ولقد جاءتهم رسلنا بالبينات ثم إن كثيرا منهم بعد ذلك في الأرض لمسرفون. صدق الله العظيم.
In translation, those verses of the Quran mean, whoever kills a soul unless for a soul or for corruption in the land, it's as if he had slain mankind entirely. And whoever saves one life, it is as if he had saved mankind entirely. Mosques serve as beacons.
This, of course, is Quran verse 532, which is not a verse about the sanctity of human life, but a warning to Jews that if you harm a hair on a Muslim's head, we will consider that an attack on all Muslims, and we will take it out of your hide. Anytime you find a Muslim misrepresenting this verse, especially in front of a counter-terror task force, you know you have found a live wire. When a group of Muslims were arrested trying to join ISIS, Abdul Islam Adam wanted them to only do community service.
I think it's going to bring a lot of smiles from the youngest in this community to the oldest.
It really shouldn't take a loudspeaker to hear the Council on American Islamic Relations.